My husband used my medical insurance to pay for his mistress's breast implants. But when I found out what surgery she actually had, I realized he'd been lying to both of us. Let me take you back to how this all started. 2 months ago, I was living what I thought was the perfect life. David and I had been married for 8 years, and honestly, I was one of those wives who bragged about her husband. He brought me coffee every morning, remembered our anniversary, and never forgot to tell me I looked beautiful even when I was in sweatpants with messy hair. We both worked in healthcare. I'm a nurse practitioner, he's a medical billing specialist. It sounds boring, but it meant we understood each other's crazy schedules and had amazing insurance benefits. David always joked that marrying me was the best financial decision he ever made because of my premium healthcare plan. The first sign something was off came in January. I was reviewing our insurance statements online, you know how those EOBs pile up, and I saw a claim for $8,000 at a plastic surgery center I'd never heard of. When I asked David about it, he barely looked up from his laptop. Oh, that was for my deviated septum surgery, remember? Dr. Morrison referred me to that specialist. I did remember him mentioning breathing problems. And he had been sleeping better lately. It made sense. But something nagged at me. Why would a nose surgery cost $8,000? The second red flag was his phone. David had always been casual about his phone, leaving it on counters, asking me to check his texts while he was driving. But suddenly, it was glued to his hand. He'd take it to the bathroom, sleep with it under his pillow, and get jumpy whenever it buzzed. New work policy, he explained. We have to be available 24/7 for billing emergencies. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to believe him. Then came the gym membership. In February, David announced he was joining this expensive CrossFit place across town. Not the regular gym 5 minutes from our house, this specific one that cost 3 times as much and required a 40-minute drive. The trainer there specializes in post-surgery recovery, he said. Helps with my breathing exercises. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he'd leave for his workouts and come back 3 hours later, showered and relaxed. Sometimes he smelled like perfume, but when I mentioned it, he laughed. It's probably the yoga studio next door. Those places always smell like essential oils and desperate housewives. I should have trusted my instincts. But I loved him. How could I have been so blind? The truth came crashing down on a random Wednesday in March. I was at work when my phone rang, our insurance company. Mrs. Henderson? We need to verify a recent claim. Did you have breast augmentation surgery on January 15th at Aesthetic Solutions? My blood went cold. I'm sorry, what? Breast augmentation. The claim was submitted under your name and insurance ID, but the doctor's notes mention a patient named Jessica Martinez. We need clarification for our records. I couldn't breathe. Was this real? There's been a mistake, I whispered. I've never had that surgery. Ma'am, this is insurance fraud. We'll need to investigate immediately. I hung up and sat in my car outside the hospital, shaking. Jessica Martinez. The name burned in my brain. David had used my insurance, my name, to pay for some woman's breast implants. But then I remembered something that made my stomach drop even further. The CrossFit gym. It was right next to Aesthetic Solutions. I'd driven past that plaza 100 times. That evening, I confronted David with printouts of the insurance claims. His face went white, then red, then he started crying. I can explain, he sobbed. Jessica she's someone I've been seeing. But it's not what you think. Not what I think. You used MY insurance to buy your mistress new tits. No. You don't understand. She didn't get implants. She got. He stopped, looking terrified. She got what, David? And then he told me the truth that shattered everything I thought I knew. She got a double mastectomy, he whispered. Jessica has the BRCA gene. She was going to die, and she didn't have insurance. I couldn't let her die. What the hell was happening? You've been having an affair with a woman with cancer? It started as an affair, he admitted. But then she got the genetic test results. She was going to skip the surgery because she couldn't afford it. I couldn't live with myself if I let her die because of money. I stared at him. So you committed insurance fraud? I saved her life. With MY Insurance. My name. Do you realize I could go to prison for this? The next few days were a blur of lawyers, insurance investigators, and phone calls. I learned that Jessica was 28, worked at a coffee shop, and had no idea David was married. She thought he was divorced. But here's the plot twist that nobody saw coming. When I finally met Jessica face to face at the lawyer's office, she looked at me with genuine confusion. Wait, she said slowly. You're his wife? But he told me his ex-wife was named Sarah, and she died in a car accident 2 years ago. My lawyer and I exchanged looks. I'm very much alive, I said. And very much married to David. Jessica's face crumpled. Oh my God. He told me you were dead. He said he kept your insurance active to honor your memory, and that's why he could help me. This man had told his mistress I was dead. There's more, Jessica continued, tears streaming. The surgery. I never asked him to help. He insisted. He said it's what his late wife would have wanted, helping someone in need. That's when I realized the most twisted part of all. David hadn't just committed insurance fraud. He'd created an elaborate lie where I was dead, making himself look like a grieving widower and a hero. He'd manipulated both of us. But I wasn't done being shocked. My lawyer called 2 days later. The insurance company finished their investigation. This isn't David's first time doing this. They found 4 other fraudulent claims over the past 3 years. Different women, different procedures. For other women. David had been running a whole operation, using my insurance to pay for his girlfriend's medical procedures while telling each of them some sob story about his dead wife. I married a sociopath. The insurance fraud charges were serious enough that David faced 5 years in prison. But here's what I did instead of waiting for justice. I gathered evidence on all 4 women he'd helped. Then I called each one personally. Turns out, David had told Sarah she was his only love after his wife died of cancer. He told Monica his wife died in childbirth. He told Rebecca his wife committed suicide. All of us, 5 women total, had been manipulated by the same lies. So we formed a group chat. And we planned the most beautiful revenge. On the day of David's sentencing, all 5 of us showed up to court. When the judge asked if anyone wanted to make a victim impact statement, I stood up. Your Honor, I'd like you to meet David's dead wife. The look on David's face was worth everything. But the real kicker? Jessica, Sarah, Monica, Rebecca, and I all became friends. We call ourselves the Dead Wives Club. Jessica is cancer-free now, and we all contributed to help her pay back the insurance money legally. David got 3 years in prison and has to pay $47,000 in restitution. I got divorced, kept the house, and found out what real friendship looks like. Sometimes the worst betrayal leads you to the best people. David thought he was so smart, playing us all. But in the end, he just gave 5 strong women a reason to have each other's backs. The insurance fraud was just the beginning. The real crime was making us believe we were alone. Have you experienced something like this? Tell me in the comments.